guys want to talk about?
Let me talk to you.
Yeah!
Throwdown Nation, we are live. It is a Wednesday. You there, Elliot? Are you there? I'm hearing you, but I'm not seeing you.
What? Sorry.
Hopefully he'll be back joining us in just a second. Here we go. Okay.
Okay, let's try this one more time.
Okay. It's not a live stream if something doesn't go a little sideways. Still not seeing you.
Testing. Let's see. I don't know what happened.
I'm hearing you fine. I'm just not seeing you. Let me... Huh. Still not seeing you. Now I'm barely hearing you.
I don't know what happened.
I don't either. Haven't had this happen before. Do you want to try to log out and log back in? There we go. Okay. Well, hopefully he'll be back in just a second. Here we go. Looks like we're in business.
Okay, I think we might be in business.
Awesome. Okay, so Throwdown Nation, what is going on? It is a Wednesday. We are live, rolling on Instagram, YouTube, Twitter/X, Facebook, and Twitch. It is episode 212 of the Throwdown, the community on the interwebs where we celebrate the art and sport of professional wrestling with a strong focus on the indies. I'm your host, Matt. And today we are throwing down with a wrestler based in NorCal, Stockton, California, the land of the Diaz brothers. And I have with me the man who brings the power, the presence, and the pressure. My friends, welcome with me, Big Pusha, Elliot Rey. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm feeling good. It's a beautiful Wednesday.
Absolutely. And for those of you watching us live, let me direct your attention to the ticker that's running on the bottom of the screen. That contains all or at least most of Elliot's social media accounts along with mine. So do us a favor, if you aren't following or subscribed, take the time and go to each of the platforms and do so. It definitely helps both of us. And any questions or comments that you guys have, just throw them in the chat and we'll either handle it as we go or do a little Q&A at the end. So we'll go ahead and get started with the first and really the most obvious question, and that is, how long have you actually been wrestling?
I have been active. It'll be 2 years in July. I started
Nice.
training in 2022, debuted in 2024.
Got you. Got you. So, who actually trained you or is training you? Because it's a never ending process.
Right, right. So originally in 2022, I started training under Pop Esco and Robert Thompson. Both of them are veterans, arguably legends in Northern California. I trained with them for a couple of years. When I felt it was time to go in a different direction, they gave me the blessing. And I was informed about Oasis Pro in Berkeley, California. That's where I currently train at now and have been for the past 2 years. Um, my coaches over there, there's a gang of them. I'm blessed to have a diverse training staff. Sean Sims, Alpha Zoe, both NorCal veterans at this point. Alpha Zoe's been tearing it up and down the West Coast. Also, I train under the South Pacific Savages. That is Iosefa Parisi, Juicy Finau, who's been seen on GCW, as well as Journey Fatu, who is cut it up on the wrestling and deathmatch circuits. Y'all may or may not know his brother, who may or may not be somewhere big. I don't know. Jacob Fatu. I don't know if you heard of him.
Oh yeah, yeah. We were you and I were talking a little bit about Jacob before we went on the air, man, and you know, you were telling me some stuff, man. I have heard such good things about him just as a human being, and hearing you confirm that that is true just did my heart good, man. So tell us about Jacob.
Yeah. Jake, I can't. I mean, I can't say enough good about Jacob. Like even after he's gotten signed, like he's popped up in class, and like it's still the same dude who's humble, who's willing to get the work, who's super encouraging around everybody. Like he will absolutely push you to be better because he sees it. Um, just a joy to be around. Super chill dude. The fame has not changed him. Not a lick.
That's good, man. Like you said, those are the type of people that you want to see succeed, man.
Yeah.
It's just good stuff, man. So, in the early stages of your wrestling training, what was the most challenging aspect of professional wrestling for you to wrap your mind and body around?
Um, we wrap our body around a lot in this business, but I know definitely, like for me, definitely. Um, I initially got into wrestling one because it was I kind of had a it's now or never moment. Um, and the other part of it was that at the time I was working a job that it was cool, it paid, but you felt I felt unfulfilled, and I knew I needed something that like I was passionate about. I've loved wrestling since I was a kid, and I knew that being involved with that was going to necessitate lifestyle changes. Um, so I took it as the thing that I needed to get.
Your audio is breaking up pretty bad right now.
I didn't know if it was me or what.
Yeah, I can't even understand what you're saying right now.
Is it better now?
No, not sure what's going on.
Well,
There we go. That's good.
okay. All right, that's what we're working with. Um, yeah,
Okay.
wrestling. Yeah, wrestling definitely saved me. It forced me to break away from some bad habits. Um, and shift my life towards, if I'm gonna do this, I need to make sure I do it well. Um, and so it really was just an initial lifestyle change at first, going from, you know, sitting down, sedentary lifestyle, and whatever may come with that, to no, you need to get your rest. You need to make sure you're hitting the gym, sometimes hitting two a days. The nutrition's got to be different. And it's always a mental check, but
We just
how I've
lost.
shifted, how I've changed things to map around that. It was a process at first, though.
Gotcha. Gotcha. We just lost video. We've got audio really good right now, but we just lost the picture.
Oh, wait. I don't know what the issue is. It's always something.
So, prior to wrestling, did you come to wrestling with any kind of other athletic or other type of martial arts background? Hello?
Can you hear me or no?
Yeah, I can hear you just fine. I can't see you. Can you hear me? Are you hearing me? Hello? Check. Hello? You hearing
I
me?
don't know why it was working fine before. I hear you now.
Okay. Uh, Talk some more because your audio was just breaking up.
It's doing that again.
Yep.
Wait. Let's see.
Hello?
No.
Now it's pretty good.
Okay.
So okay. So anyway, what I was gonna ask is, so when you came to wrestling, did you come with a? I just lost your picture. Are you hearing me?
Okay. Hear you now.
Okay, I'm hearing you really well. I'm just not seeing you.
Let's see. Still no?
Nope, no video. Your audio is great. I mean, if you want to just go on without the picture, we can do that.
Well, let's keep rolling and hopefully it pops up. I'll see if I can work it out on my end.
Okay, okay. So anyway, when you came to professional wrestling, did you come to wrestling with an athletic or other type of martial arts background? Had you done other sports or any other type of combat sports or martial arts before pro
Mm.
wrestling?
Um, Back in school, I played a little bit. I played a little bit of basketball and a little bit of football. Um, Basketball more so because of the height. I didn't really pack on size until like after I was done with football. Funny enough, I mean, that was the main things I had growing up. The one thing that I wish I'd done was amateur wrestling when I was actually in high school. I respect anybody with that amateur background.
Got you, got you. So I'm presuming, simply because this has been the case with the majority of people I've had on the show, but I'm presuming that you've been at least a fan of this stuff the majority of your life. Is that pretty accurate?
100%.
What would you say is your earliest wrestling related memory?
Um, I I think I remember it pretty clearly. I grew up on WCW and like my mom's first husband. I mean, she took to it a little bit, but it was more so like hanging with him and watching with him where I would catch most of it. And so we'd watch WCW growing up, and I remember I think like my first episode of Nitro was Sting dropping from the rafters to help save Diamond Dallas Page from an NWO attack.
Oh, yeah.
Like, and I
Nice,
was just I
nice.
it was up from there.
Gotcha. So, what was the first live show that you attended as a fan?
My first one,
Mm hmm.
I think it was like some WWF house show back in like 97 or 98. Um, I don't like, I barely remember that one. I do remember, I remember specifically Kane had a match that night because everything goes dark. His music hits, and I just remember the Hellfire Pyro coming out. I think that was like my very first show, and I wasn't able to hit one for years after that.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Yeah, like I said before we went on the air, I've been a fan since the early '80s. But my first live show as a fan was actually not until I was in college,
Mm.
and some friends of mine in college and I went to the Halloween Havoc 1991 pay-per-view in Chattanooga, Tennessee,
Oh yeah.
and we were there. They had a like a House of Horrors type of match, and
Mm.
it actually ended with Abdullah the Butcher in a simulated electric chair getting electrocuted. It
I
was
remember seeing that. I forgot about that.
yeah, yeah.
Oh
So
man.
that was my first live show, and probably the biggest live moment I've been in attendance for was back in 1998. I was at the Georgia Dome when Goldberg went over on Hogan. Uh, and let me and let me tell you, Goldberg being an Atlanta guy, the noise
Mhm.
in that place when he went over on Hogan was insane. I mean, I have never heard a roar that loud, and to be there and experience that in person was something that I just treasure.
See, that is one thing I'll say. That is one thing I'll say because like I know we talked before we went on the air. Like the business is alive and well. If anything, it's growing, and we're
Yep.
getting we're getting closer to how things were in like the 90s, but man, those 90s crowds were something else. Like I would kill to be in one of those crowds now.
Oh, no doubt, no doubt. So, you know, I mean, obviously the physical side of this is all extremely important. So, tell us a little bit about your gym routine and, in your mind, what are the most crucial exercise or group of exercises for you to keep in ring shape?
Yeah. Right now I'm in the gym at least 3 days a week. Um, that's lifting, getting in some cardio. And I keep that pretty traditional as far as just weight and resistance training goes. On top of that, it's hitting the dojo and going to class at least twice a week. Um, with my coach Alpha Zoe, uh, he puts us through a lot of conditioning drills, a lot of calisthenics. I mean, almost the first hour of class, and it's a 3 hour class, is just us like doing condition, working on the cardio, on top of what we should already be doing outside with just trying to get our bodies together. Um, and I'd argue that the body weight training and being able to have good body control is probably more paramount than being able to lift weights. Of course, hit the bench, hit the dumbbells, hit the weight machines. But the people who I've seen excel are the ones who can hit those plyometrics and hit those calisthenics that just involve just body weight and excelling in that regard. Like, and I've seen it with him because, like, I know over the past few years, like, he's experienced a bit of a transformation himself, and he's all the better for it. So I'd say if there's anything that's definitely like paramount, yeah, hit those push-ups, hit those burpees. Like that does people so good. It's hard, but I'll swear by that more than anything.
Absolutely. So, you know, taking a glance over at the Instagram chat, we've got a few people pulling up to join us. We've got the Wild Side Wrestling Podcast, and we've got an upcoming guest on the Throwdown, Chaos Galvan. Um, and away from wrestling, what are some of your other hobbies and interests? What do you like to do with your spare time?
Yeah. At some point or another, I was into music. There may or may not have been some vocal training in my background in another life. Uh, so I still keep in touch with some of my musical connects. I'll hit local gigs. Uh, I won't I won't make any promises, but that may be something I turn back to at some point. I still definitely have a love for it. I got guys who are still in the business. They still play bands, solo acts. That's definitely something that's close to my heart. Aside from that, I'm always driving somewhere to go eat, going to some type of show, concert. I like to be in the mix.
Gotcha, gotcha. So, you know, as far as the music goes, were you pretty much just a vocal performer, or do you play any instruments?
It's mainly just vocal. I played around with strings at one point. But yeah, my bread and butter's always been singing. Like it's something about it.
Gotcha, gotcha. Main reason I was asking is I'm a hobbyist musician myself. I play bass, a little bit of rhythm guitar, and a little bit of keyboards.
Mm.
So I was just wondering.
Oh
So
yeah,
you
my
know we're
brother's. Yeah, sorry.
go ahead.
No, I was just saying my brother, same deal. Like he sings, but also he cuts up on an acoustic. He plays bass in a band. Yeah, that's definitely up his alley.
Nice, nice. So, we're mostly a wrestling related show, but we do dabble a little bit into pop culture, and I'm always looking for recommendations. So, by any chance, are you watching or listening to anything cool right now?
It's so hard for me to like sit down and like really keep up with the show. Like the last time I watched a show that was like currently going was like Sons of Anarchy when it was on. That
Oh, that was a
said, I
great
recently
show.
oh, it was so good. So good. But I recently got put on to that Alex Cross series.
Oh, yeah.
That's real. Yeah, I've been watching a few episodes of that. That's been dope. Um, that's probably the main thing right now. Aside from that, like I grew up in the anime generation, so that's always in the circulation too.
Gotcha. So,
Mm.
outside of wrestling, what person inspires you the most and why?
Outside of wrestling,
Yeah.
oh man, I I mean, of course, like we mentioned Stockton before, like, and the Diaz brothers being the greatest export that we've gotten thus far. But like, I will always tell people this because Stockton has historically had a bad rep. Um, this place builds fighters, it builds hustlers. Like, I've watched the music scene here grow up.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and it hasn't been perfect, but like just watching the hip hop scene out here really like turn into what it is now and being recognized in other places, like that's really been dope. And I think it's been less of like a specific person as much as it's been like watching people out here really try and push the city and push the scene to be more than what it is. Like it's a great sense of community in that. Like I'm doing my thing over here. I'm watching my friend with the live music and doing the local gigs. Um, my friends, stay in the course. I think that probably keeps me going than anything else. Um, a lot of my life has been wrestling lately, but if there's anybody outside of it, it's been my city and it's been my people.
Got you. Got you. They always talk about the Stockton slap. Have you given or received the Stockton slap?
I have not yet. Uh, I'm gonna shout somebody out real quick. Lex Gonzalez
Okay.
over at West Coast Pro. Um, you know, I I've definitely trained with her at one point or another. She's doing her thing on her end of the Bay Area, but I always see her slap the Christ out of somebody in a match. It's the funniest thing to watch. I'm gonna let
So
her
she
have it.
so she slaps him and you see their soul leave. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, 100%.
Gotcha. Gotcha. So, they say that the best wrestling personas are usually yourself turned up to 1,000. So kind of tell us about in-ring Elliot Rey, tell us about Big Pusha, and kind of compare and contrast him with everyday you.
Yeah, that's definitely true. Um, I think I think at the start I kind of had this mindset of, well, I need to be bigger than myself. I need to be bigger than myself. And to a degree, like, yeah, that's true. I mean, we know that this industry's built on personalities, but it took a sit down with Juicy Finale, who, I think he'd been around me enough to understand, like, yeah, like you have something here. Like I need you to be you. I need you to be yourself. And it wasn't so much tapping into something that wasn't me as much as it was like being able to accept No, I've seen some things. I've been around some stuff. And to turn that into a persona that doesn't necessarily glorify everything that I may have been around, but at least puts a light on it. Um, you know, Big Pusha comes from some places, and the mindset is I'm here to push whatever my program is, whatever my product is, and I'm gonna make the most of it. In this case, it's wrestling. It's you know what I'm saying? It's pulling up to different territories, it's pulling up to different promotions. And I'm gonna make it my block. It's gonna be my porch. It's gonna be where I run up out of. I dare you to get me up out of here. Um, I'm a cool dude outside of it. I'd like to think that I'm real easy to be around. But this is one of those things where like I want what I want. And where some people are happy to be here, which I definitely am, I'm happier when I'm at the top of the totem pole.
Absolutely. So, tell us about your very first match. What was it like? How did it go? What were your thoughts? Tell us about the first one.
My very first match, oof. Yeah, my very first match was at South Bay Championship Wrestling. I tagged with a man by the name of King Francis, who I used to tag with as a team called the Kingpins Collective. Um, it was me and him against Butch Sawyer, who he was a slasher. You've seen your leather faces, your masked, your
Oh,
masked
yeah.
butchers. And he teamed up with my first coach, Papo Esco. So yeah, my debut match was at SCW back in 2024, and me and King Francis won. Booted Papo right in his mouth. Got the pin.
Nice, nice. So, we've heard about the first one. Now, if you can narrow it down, tell us about your favorite match that you've been a part of.
Oh, easy. Um, It's less one match and more of a series that I've had.
Okay.
Last year, I found myself joining up with Alpha Zoe and his tag partner, Deidre Fresh. We now are known collectively as the Mob. Um, the Mob's intentions line right along with mine. We push our product, which is wrestling at the highest level. We have since come into disagreements with a group known as the Melanin Mafia out here in Northern California. We've gone back and forth in 3 different matches, and we have torn each other up every single time. This past November, we had a 3-on-3 match where the fans brought the weapons at Oasis Pro's anniversary show, and it was it was a lot, and we gave everything we had, but it was a beautiful match. It would have been more beautiful if we won, but um I look upon that match fondly. It was crazy, and of course, like, you can always think of how things could be better, but like I really enjoy the fact that I was able to be a part of that match and be a part of that moment with all of us.
Gotcha. What was the most unique weapon the fans brought that night?
Whew. Um, let's see. I saw somebody bring a giant gummy worm. I cracked somebody in the head with a pinata. Somebody brought Moppy that Perry Saturn used
Oh,
to run
yeah.
around with. Yep.
Yeah.
Traffic signs. Somebody brought out a lightsaber that got broke across my back. Um, and then I sidewalk slammed a guy on top of Legos.
You know,
Yeah. Yeah,
I have had some deathmatch guys on the show, and almost without exception, the deathmatch accessory they fear the most is Legos.
it's horrible. It genuinely
Yeah.
was, and it was outside. We did that on a wood
Oh
floor.
no, that's even worse.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
I mean, I've stepped on Legos, and that's bad enough. I couldn't imagine getting, bumping onto Legos. That would just be unreal.
Yeah, yeah. The amount that you have to hate somebody to slam them on Legos outside at the expense of your own body. Mm.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. So, you've been doing this long enough that I'm sure you've developed at least some of these. So, what is your biggest wrestling related pet peeve?
Oh, hygiene. Easily hygiene. I'm big on smells, like just legit. And I can't make this up. I'll be so upset if somebody comes through knowing full well that they have to wrestle with somebody, that they have to be in somebody's face and be on top of somebody's body for 10, 20, 30 minutes, and you stink. Like, why is
Mm-hmm.
that so hard? So no, that's for shoot. Please, if you're working, show up, babe.
Mm-hmm. You know, that is easily the most common answer to that question that I've encountered on the show. And a number of years ago, for several years, I trained in Brazilian Jiu Jitsu, and
Mm.
there was always one guy who wouldn't wash his gi,
Man, that's the
and
worst.
man, I mean, because those geese they'll hold the funk,
Mm-hmm.
and whew, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
So I'm with you on that, man. Hygiene, hygiene, hygiene.
yeah. Like I already know, like, and this was, what I'm saying, like before wrestling. Like, I'm already a big dude. I'm 6.5 feet tall, 300 pounds.
Hmm.
Like, and I know for me, it's paramount that I have to make sure, like, I come out at least at minimum smelling fresh. I love cologne, and I guess that's another thing that I enjoy outside. Like, I've been a cologne collector, and it's been a minute since I've gotten something, but like I gotta have a fragrance on me. Like, I'm real big on that. So when I finally got gear and I realized, oh, you got to hand wash this because it's delicate, and taking it through all them cycles to make sure that it's clean because you may not have gotten everything out of there on the first wash. Like, I was stressed out because I didn't want to be one of those dudes.
I got you, man. I'll have to put you in touch with my son. My son's a cologne collector. Y'all can compare notes.
Absolutely, absolutely. Like I said, it's been a minute. I'm due for a new scent, but yeah, I love having a smell on me, man.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So, if you could only be one, would you rather be great in the ring or great on the mic?
Great in the ring. Um, I know we live in an era of catchphrases and wanting to have that viral promo, like, and that's great. Like, I respect dudes who've taken that time to like really be able to capture people on the microphone. But I guess my mindset is this: you you give a good promo to get people excited for the match. You wrestle good to give them a reason to appreciate being there in the first place. And I've seen it too many times where you'll have people who want to give this like really like enrapturing promo work and be able to do all this stuff and have a catchphrase, and then the bell rings. Like, and not to say that, like, not to diminish it, because again, you have to be able to sell your match. You have to get people to want to sit down and care about you in the first place. It's got to be both to some degree. Like you got to at least be capable. But I'd rather be able to deliver in the ring, man. Like, and I'll care about that before I care about being able to talk on the microphone. But
Gotcha.
you ask me, I do great anyway. So
Oh, of course. So, do you have an all-time favorite match as a fan? A match that just really speaks to your heart, and you just kind of find yourself gravitating back to it. Do you have such a match?
oh man. Um I think I got a few. I got a few.
Okay.
Uh in no particular order. I can't remember which WrestleMania is. It was the one at Levi Stadium out here where Seth Rollins cashed in
Oh
on
yeah.
Lesnar. Yeah. I mean just off the fact that like I was there live when it happened. Beautiful moment.
Oh, that's
Um
great.
I remember when I first started getting back into wrestling around like '09, 2010, after a few years of just like being away from it. Um
Hmm.
and that's when like I'm digging into like the internet wrestling community, finding out about the indies the way that I did, and then I found out about New Japan. um I remember watching, I believe it was Wrestle Kingdom for New Japan, Katsuyori Shibata and Tomohiro Ishii. I had never seen two men be that physical in a ring before, like that.
Hmm.
um And so that was like my big introduction to like Japanese wrestling and strong style at the time. So I definitely go back and watch that. Samoa Joe versus Kenta Kobashi in Ring of Honor. That was a dope
Yep.
match to watch. Um, it's a few others, but those are the ones that like stick out to me right away.
Gotcha. It's funny. I when my son was little, for a few years there, I had largely kind of gotten out of wrestling,
Yeah.
and when he got to be about 7 or 8. I started to hear about this guy over in New Japan named Kenny Omega, and
Mm-hmm.
and I knew that on the cable system we had at the time, we had Access TV, and I knew that New Japan was on Access TV. So I
Yep. Watching them
started kind
syndicated
of, yep,
episodes.
yep, yep, started kind of watching that, and Kenny basically pulled me back into wrestling. So yeah, I mean, and I love Japanese wrestling. The fans are so different in Japan. I mean,
Yes.
they are, you know, they don't get as exuberant as the American fans, but you can tell they're having a good time because they will politely applaud. you know,
Mm-hmm.
uh, but
Mm-hmm.
but uh, but man, so yeah, Kenny in New Japan is what got me back into wrestling around I guess 2016 or so.
Yeah, that's a great reason. Like his whole series with Okada, just in
Oh my
general.
goodness, yeah,
Yeah, artwork, artwork.
absolutely. So, kind of piggybacking onto that question, do you have an all time favorite promo as a fan?
The pipe bomb definitely like holds true. Like
Yeah.
just because like it was, I think that was my first like recognition of what like work shoot looked like.
Yep. Yep.
Um,
Yep.
and knowing like, oh, there's actually some legit stuff in here. Like,
Yeah, there were kernels of truth in there
mm-hmm,
that made you a little uncomfortable, and that's where the
mm-hmm.
magic happens. You know.
Right, exactly. So that's definitely one. Another one that I feel like doesn't get talked about enough is It was after Daniel Bryan had like initially stepped away, and he
Mm-hmm.
was doing the whole like talking smack bit with Renee. And
Yep.
I remember there was one time that the Miz was on, and him and Daniel Bryan are having a disagreement, and Daniel Bryan gets on Miz's Miz's style of work, and that triggers probably some of the most authentic work that I've seen Miz ever do. Um, and up to that, I didn't have an appreciation for him. Like
Mm-hmm.
I felt how some people tend to do, which is, oh well, Miz is boring. He's not spectacular. He's a reality star. And within the couple of minutes that went on, I had to sit there and think, oh my god, no,
Yep.
what am I thinking? Because like
Yep.
it was his passion for the business. It was I'm sure like some level of frustration because I'm not the first person to feel that way, or Daniel Bryan probably wasn't the first person to like tell him something of that sort. And he has to tell people, yeah, while all your favorites are killing themselves and they can't go like they used to, I have been consistent from day one. I've had to work from day one, get my reputation back from day one
Yep. Yep.
because I
Absolutely.
love this. Like,
Yep. You
yeah,
know, go ahead.
no, I got caught up in it. I'm
Oh
reliving the
yeah.
moment.
Yeah. One of my favorite Miz moments is, back when Vince was in charge, he liked to pretend that the entire wrestling universe was contained within WWE.
Mhm.
He wanted to basically pretend that there wasn't anything going on outside.
Right,
And I remember watching a promo that Miz was cutting on Seth Rollins, and he called him Tyler Black. And I remember thinking, oh, shit just got real. Because that was something you just didn't do under Vince. And
right, right.
yeah, but yeah, man, I have always dug Miz, and my wife is a relatively new wrestling fan, and
Mhm.
Miz has actually become one of her favorites, and she was pointing out the other day that he is at the point in his career where wins and losses are a complete non-factor for him. Because she brought up the fact. She said, "When was the last time you saw Miz win a match?" And I was sitting there thinking, I can't even remember. But it doesn't matter. The guy is contributing so well, doing what he's doing, that wins and
Mhm.
losses are a non-factor. So
Mhm. Yeah, and that's the beautiful thing where like you've now gotten so much of a rapport with the fans, and you've done so much to where like it don't matter. You're always going to be important. You're always going to be a fixture wherever you're placed at.
exactly. So, and this can be present day or past. Who would be a dream opponent? Who would Big Pusha love to have the opportunity to share a ring with?
Present or past? How many do I get? Is it just one?
You can give me a handful, or we can be here all night. It's up to you.
I'll try and keep it quick. I'll try and keep it quick. Just like um to satisfy my big man, my yeah, like my big man crave. Mike Awesome would be one.
Mm-hmm.
Um Getting a Nakamura match at some point, I would love that. Right now, I really, really want a match with Konosuke Takeshita. I think he's still underrated in AEW.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
like, and I mean, just phenomenal work, and I don't think he gets the credit that he should get right now. Um, I far fetched, but I'd love one with Danielson at some point. Um, who else? Who else? Of course, Kenny. There's one that I'm missing. I know I'm missing it, and I'll probably come back to it later and be mad about it. But those are the ones I can immediately think of right now.
Gotcha. So, what is your favorite move? What is something you just really enjoy doing? And on the flip side of that, is there a move that you won't do or you would at least rather not do? And that can be giving or receiving.
I'll answer that second one first. Chops. I
Okay.
hate chops. I hate getting chopped. It is what it is. I won't. I won't say, oh yeah, I just won't take it. Like it is what it is. Like, but yeah, it sucks. It sucks. Um, as far as like what I enjoy giving more than anything, like so right now, my signature moves, of course. You can call it the rocket kick. You call it the claymore. I call it stick talk. That just jumping up and putting 300 pounds worth of boot in somebody's face is going to put you flat, and it's so
Yep.
satisfying when it happens. Um, Recently, I've been using a sit out choke slam. I recently used it on Saturday at a show, and somebody's body legit went flying on impact. Um, it's it's been cool realizing like how much I'm able to just utilize the power game on people. Like I've always known that I was tall, but I don't think it really clicked until I got into wrestling. Probably because of how much the industry shifted away from big guys more towards like your more middle size and more cruiserweight guys. That like, yeah, no, like I have something that not everybody can do. I can put just about anybody up off their feet, and it's fun to watch.
No doubt. No doubt. So, a move that is not in your current move set, but if you could snap your fingers and suddenly be able to do a move that is currently not in your move set, what move would it be?
I've always been fond of the made in Japan, that pump handle driver. My coach Alpha Zoe uses it. He calls it the welcome to Oakland. Um, of course, Shingo Takagi uses it. Um, that one, and then funny enough, when I first started training, it was under Lucha. So there's a couple arm drags up in there, but like I occasionally can hit a Hurricane Rana, but like every time I see like a Poison Rana, I'm just like, oh my god! Like one day maybe we'll see.
Gotcha. Gotcha. So, you've been doing this long enough that I'm sure this applies to one degree or another. So I'll ask you what hurts right now.
Um, both my wrists, my lower back, one of my knees, and one of my ankles.
Gotcha. What is, in your wrestling career thus far, what is the worst bump you have taken?
The worst one?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm trying to think. Trying to think. Um, Last year I wrestled a guy by the name of Giga Herrera. He trains out of the 209 Dragons Den, which is out in my neck of the woods. He was the first time I gave somebody a superplex. And I remember on impact, it was just lightning straight from my back all the way down to my fingertips and my toes. And I just kind of had to just sit there. Um, Outside of that, they always tell you generally like bump in the middle of the ring. That's where you're gonna get the most give. It's been a couple little like just haphazard bumps here and there that might have been like closer to the apron or like closer to the ropes. It's just disgusting. They do not feel good.
Gotcha. So this is kind of a hot take question. You
Hmm.
know, Monday night we had the sudden pairing of Seth Rollins and Gunther for Mania. You know, work rate wise, it's going to be an amazing match,
Yes.
but storyline wise, make it make sense.
I'm here for the next couple Raws to see how this lines up. And
Yeah,
that's all I can say on that. It was one of those, and I'm
uh,
just like, okay.
I mean, I'm glad I'm glad they figured out a way for both guys to have a match on Mania, but I mean, storyline wise, it just feels very out of left field.
Hmm. And that's, and we've definitely had those moments. I think I'm at a point now where like I'll respect I respect anybody who has to book a show because I get it. You got a bunch of
It's not
toys.
easy. Yeah.
Yeah, like it's the it you've got your action figures in your toy box and you're trying to figure out which ones you want to play with, which ones you haven't played with in a while, what's broken and needs to be fixed. Like it
Yep.
just like just if we're talking from that standpoint, I'm here to see no pun intended the vision play out.
Yeah.
Um I don't want to immediately jump on anything and be like, what? And I used to like any
Right.
like a bunch of fans have, but let's let's see it through, especially considering who we're talking about in question. Because yeah, on paper, like Gunther and Seth is gonna be
Oh, it's
like,
going to be sick.
yeah,
Absolutely. I mean, and like I said, match wise, I'm looking forward to it, but I'm hoping they do something storyline wise to make it at least make a little bit more sense than it does.
hmm
But we'll see. But we'll see.
yeah. I don't think Seth's retiring anytime soon. So
Nah,
let's figure this
nah, it's
out.
not. Yep. So, knowing everything you know at this point in your life, if you could give any advice to your younger self, what would it be?
Do it sooner. Um, it. I'm blessed to be where I'm at now and to be able to say that I've taken part of this and that I can continue to make my mark in this. But 100%, like I would say, do it sooner. And this is knowing full well that like a lot of the reason why I didn't is I didn't have the drive at the time because I
Right.
had started looking like years ago and then I just fell off of it. But like I know the person that I was when I first started. I probably would have squandered the opportunity, but part of me wants to believe that maybe if I'd have just went for it, that might have been the kick in the butt to like get life together.
Gotcha. So, do you have any pre show traditions? Any things that you try to do consistently before you walk through the curtain?
Oh man. I I try to really like watch what I eat that day. Um it's mentally it's figuring out what I'm gonna do to celebrate after. Um, cause like like win or lose. Like I get so happy about being able to perform that there is a level of like, let me treat myself for, what I'm saying, being able to make it here.
Oh, for sure. For
Um,
sure.
so yeah, it's a matter of like trying to get my day together in the sense of like, what are we gonna do after? It's trying to make sure I eat decent leading up to. Outside of that, like I try to keep it like real zen, real just like I have been in locker rooms like just laughing and kikiing it up with the boys and the girls just because like it's just I don't know like it's serious business, but I also want to like go in there just um with as good of a heart as possible before it's curtain time. And then the music hits and it's like, I got my music that I come out to, and there's a whole little just like lyric part, and like I'll really just be in gorilla, be right behind the curtain, just getting into it. It's a, what I'm saying, it's almost like a war dance. Like I'm getting ready to go to war, and right as soon as the beat drops, as soon as the beat hits, it's game time.
Absolutely. So, just kind of a quick rundown. What all do you carry in your gear bag, and do you carry anything unique or unusual in your gear?
Mm, unique or unusual, maybe not. Um,
Okay.
I don't know. It's usually just, I mean, gear, of course, um, extra set of smell goods for whatever, deodorant, cologne, um, and then I'll usually have like this chain with me. There's another gold chain that I'll wrestle in, and then whatever I'm wearing after. But like, I don't think I'm necessarily one of those that's got like anything special. Um, I think my gear bag itself is probably more like distinct than anything else. Like I know everybody usually uses the suitcases and it's probably more practical. I've got this red like gator skin like duffel that I carry all my gear in. And
Nice.
yeah, like it's just one of those where people are just like, bro, like what are you and I don't know, like I feel like because of partially like what the character and the persona is, and the other part of it is just like I like nice things, dog. Like I can't I can't look like everybody else. I can't be like everybody else. So yeah, I'm gonna show up with something that looked like I done slayed two crocs before I came to the show. Like, you know what I'm saying? You gonna you yeah, I ate caviar on duck confit and prosciutto before I showed up here, and then I stuffed all my gear in this expensive bag. It's
Nice.
fun. Everybody knows
I,
whose bag it is.
I love it. I love it. So, something that we've done in all of these that's just been kind of fun is we've let the current guest pose a question for the next guest. And my previous guest is a wrestler based out in San Antonio, Texas, by the name of Chase Nebular.
Mm-hmm.
And the question that he posed is, what is your favorite conspiracy theory?
Ooh. Ooh, that's a good one. I I trip out over the backroom theory. The knowing that behind any door there's always there's almost always some little like, you've got the service hallways that lead to whatever may be going on behind. I know I've seen like a couple of videos of people who like they'll go on Google Earth and they'll like pull up some random location, zoom in, and suddenly it's like some very indistinct office building leading to God knows what. Um, I mean, there's definitely been a few things that like I've like looked into or gone down like a YouTube rabbit hole, but I think that's like that probably trips me out more than anything. It's just like, right next door or right down the street in your local office park, there may be something nefarious going down.
Yeah, yep. And that's the thing, you just never know. I
Mm-hmm.
mean,
Mm-hmm.
so yeah, it's some definitely interesting things out there.
Yeah.
So, since this is part of a series, do you have a question that you would like to pose to the next guest?
Yep. Um, for whoever comes up next, who who has your favorite gear that you've seen? Like,
Oh, I
what's your
like
favorite?
that.
Yeah, what's your favorite wrestler's gear from what show?
Nice, nice. How would you answer that?
You know who really kills it with the gear game right now? Andrade.
Yes.
Like, his whole presentation is just, I love it so much.
Yep. Absolutely.
Hmm.
So, so the final question, and this is one that I've actually kind of put in here fairly recently. You know, during his retirement tour, John Cena kept bringing up the concept of leaving wrestling better than he found it, and I really dig that idea and feel like that's really something to strive for. So I mean,
Hmm.
you're still comparatively young in your career. But you
Right.
know, someday when your wrestling career is over, how do you hope to leave wrestling better than you found it?
I think I'm doing that now. Um, I mentioned earlier the 209 Dragons Den. They're based out of Lodi, California, which is the next town over from Stockton.
Okay.
Um, I've recently started working with them for their shows. It's not my home dojo, but also I love the talent that's coming out of there. And I love the fans that they've been able to bring in for their shows. I want I want my area to be a hub for wrestling as much as the rest of Northern California before I'm done. Um, like my friends don't shut up about the fact that like prior to me, like they didn't even like I mean, yeah, of course, like they watched The Rock and Stone Cold as kids, but like them being able to like see my social media and like all the shows that I'm at and like being able to realize, oh, there's a bunch of wrestling going on out here. Like being able to build up the house and being able to, you know what I'm saying, make this place into more of a hub than it already is. Like we've already got the Diaz brothers as far as like fighting goes. We
Yeah.
got a rap scene that's growing. I want Stockton and the 209 area code that surrounds it to be better known for wrestling before I'm done or before I go on to anywhere else. I like I love California. I love the West Coast, and I will be so happy to be able to fly that flag and represent it wherever it goes.
Gotcha. So we're pretty much at the end of things now. So do you have any upcoming shows or anything at all that you'd like to give some hype to?
Yeah. Um this Saturday I'm going to be at Lucha Libro. They are a promotion that runs shows out of libraries. We'll be in Half Moon Bay, California this Saturday. Um It'll be a mid-afternoon show. If you're watching this and you're local, please come through. It's free admission. Bring your kids. Come watch me beat people up and yell at you for 2 hours. Um, Immediately after that, I'll be at Oasis Pro. We have our last call show in Berkeley, California. Your dog's like wrap it up.
Yeah.
Um, Aside from that, also on Saturday night, I've got Oasis Pro. It'll be our go home show before we're in Vegas for Mania Week. To that note, I'll be at Oasis Pro show called Ninth Island. It's April 17th in Las Vegas. I will be competing in a trios championship tournament. I hope to see anybody there who's pulling up for WrestleMania week.
Very cool. Very cool. Well, as far as what we've got coming up on the Throwdown, uh, this coming Monday, April the 6th. I can't believe we're in April already. Uh, But Monday, April the 6th, 7 p.m. Eastern, we've got episode 213, and our guest is a Texas-based wrestler, Primal Kyrie Adams. And then the following Wednesday, April 14th, 7 p.m. Eastern, we've got episode 214, and our guest is actually some folks from an Atlanta-based wrestling apparel company called Dirty Finish. Here in the Atlanta scene, we're actually starting to see a lot of their shirts being worn both by talent and fans, and I'm definitely excited to have them on and kind of hear the story of the company and sort of hear about what the future holds, because they really seem to be really gaining a grassroots following here on the Atlanta scene. So it's definitely going to be fun to have them on and kind of hear their story.
Absolutely.
But man, I want to thank you for your time. This has been an absolute blast, and you know, there is nothing better than two or more people nerding out about this stuff.
Yeah, yeah. Like I mean, like I said, like being able to share your platform and be able to, tell a bit of my story on your platform has like been really cool. So I appreciate that. Yeah, we really get to talk about this. Like,
Oh
yo,
yeah, absolutely. And, you know, for those of you that have been watching this live, thank you. Sorry that we had technical difficulties with your camera, but at least we managed to make it happen. And, you know, sometime in the future we're going to have to get you back on and have another conversation and hopefully have video.
right. I'd be glad to come back. So we'll figure some things out and we'll double back on it.
Absolutely. And for those of you that have been watching this live, thank you. For those of you that'll be seeing this on replays and such on the web, thank you for that. If you like what we've got going here, you know, definitely do the old like, comment, share, and subscribe. And until Monday the 6th with Primal Kyrie Adams, be good to each other, love each other, and let's keep throwing down.